You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Crisis After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Crisis After Show.
This is intense.
I know, but Michael B on YouTube, you were supposed to get us a song, you didn't get it, and we're
We are
upset.
coming
We
for
were
you.
relying on you.
No, seriously, we went back to the YouTube, we looked, you wasn't there. You know, we support your vision, we appreciate you commenting, but Michael B,
Next
we
week.
need you. You got one more week, and then you're off. Not that you started, but hey everyone, we are here for the Crisis Show, episode 8. How far would you go? That is an intense question. How far would you go? Steven, how far would you go?
Down the block,
Down-
maybe.
Down the block, not that far.
Around the corner, not too far. As long as he's not in his running shoes, he really wouldn't. Okay, I'll take you seriously. Okay. Well, I'm your host, Stacy Ike. I'm joined with my lovely co-host. Introduce yourself,
And
girl.
I'm Courtney Tezeno. We have a great after show for you guys. A lot went on, and I'm sure you guys had a lot of these.
Oh my
during
gosh, that
the
was
show.
such a real guy. No, it was really bad. I mean, she had to really tell me to calm down.
Oh, she was off
but
the wall.
it was really intense. I mean, you understood what I lost it. This episode was awesome. Episode 8, to the showrunner, writer, all that. This was
Nothing
was
but
good.
twisting like
Yes.
heart palpitations.
Oh my God, we're bringing it back? I haven't heard in a minute. No, this was good. This was great. I mean, you guys watched. I'm sure you saw everything between Francis, Widener, the kids. We call them the kids. Or they're still kids. They're in high school.
They're children.
Not that we should like do that. But anyway, so you guys saw all that and we're pumped. So let's jump right into it.
Alrighty, so first we're going to start with Widener versus Francis, which is the central theme of this entire
Which
show.
became a serious, I think this was the first episode that I really understood why. Because we'd always been, you know, debating back and forth that it's between them. I know last week you said, like, this is personal. I think there's something. And now we
it's personal.
really know how personal it is. If you guys caught in the episode, basically the relationship between Widener and Francis is they both used to work for the CIA. Widener did something terribly wrong and blamed it on Francis, got him fired. And instead of letting him talk, he said, I'm going to put a hit on your daughter. And so, yeah, the
Shady.
crazy.
Widener's so shady.
He really is like the worst of it all.
He's brought this bad side out of Gibson.
Yeah, exactly.
Because one thing I was telling him, like, it's crazy how he's using other parents to get his mission. But honestly, he's trying to save his daughter at the same time.
At the
And I don't
end
even
thing.
want to, like, make him like, oh, he's the better guy. No. But he is trying to save Beth Ann from being hit.
It's really crazy because you have a hit on my kid. What am I supposed to do? So basically, I'm never allowed to expose you. And this seemed like the only way too, which you would think there's like calmer ways to do that.
Yeah,
but
but
you
we're
know,
talking CIA
We're talking, yeah.
type of
So
stuff.
I feel like there was some. I mean, this was an elaborate plan, and now that we're getting to see more of the episode. I love that. I mean, more of this season, and there's so many onions to it, like every layer.
Everything's peeling.
And that's what I like. I love every episode. They're giving us more and more. And that's why I'm like, oh, wow, now I feel like I know Francis a little bit more. Not that I like him.
Oh, no,
but I
we
still
don't.
understand. I understand him.
I
And
understand his mission now, and
Exactly.
it's for Beth Ann, and
Exactly.
it's for revenge. You know, that's the sick side of it. Because,
Right.
like, again, I will never get over this cut finger, this chop,
And
that was intense.
And they brought that up this episode, which was crazy. When we saw that Finley and Dunn figured out who it was when they were told.
Yeah.
She said, if it's really Francis Gibson, look what he went through to like.
this
to
man's
trick us.
crazy.
Yeah. And
This is an elaborate plan.
And it goes with how far would you go? Like this, I mean, how far would you go goes in so many different ways. How far is Francis going to go to save Beth Ann? How far is Widener going to go to destroy Francis? How far
so
are
he
they,
doesn't get his secret out.
you know, man, Widener really is like the evil one of them all.
He's very evil because one, he's trying to use all these people to cover himself up, and he's using it to get financial gain.
Yeah,
Off of
and
this,
he was talking about
off this pharmaceutical
Oh,
drug.
yeah,
You are crazy, kid.
He was like, "We really need to do this. This will be $200 million later. Like, don't mess it up." And I was like, "This is." It's really crazy. I mean, Widener and Francis's argument goes, we saw this episode, how many people they use to, have
Get
their
their plan
battle.
going,
Exactly.
yeah.
They use Jonas, who is quickly becoming my favorite character. He's a little
shaky,
but
it's a good thing.
Yeah,
like,
I like him because he's just
too.
he's so funny. When he had the moment with Finley, and Finley was like, okay, it's 6 of them and 2 of us. He was like, don't count me. I'm weak and I'm like scared.
Exactly.
And I was like, you're so
I'm
honest.
shaky.
I love you, Jonas. You're so honest. So I love him. And we saw that they were also using the parent. We haven't seen a parent in a while. I feel like, is that true?
Well, I mean, we have seen a parent, but it wasn't
Just not
as central as it has
exactly.
been.
That's very
now,
true.
this parent, I see why I don't know if this is the last parent, but they saved him for like this intense episode. Yeah.
He was,
so, Rise.
Yeah.
This kid is like, I'd be scared. Like, he's like a
got
part of
power.
the mafia.
He's got
type
power.
Of stuff.
When he had his men with the gas mask, I was like, oh my, this is serious. Like, what's happening? And at the end of the day, he got what he needed.
Oh, but this parent is going so far because what scared me is just like, oh my gosh, your parents love you so much, but like you're holding is it a revolver? I don't even know about guns,
right.
But you're holding this huge gun with your daughter's sweet face on it, and you're just like, I'm doing this for you. Like, I'm killing for my daughter. That's how far he went.
How far you would go. I mean, that is really the question of the episode. And it was really sad to me because as soon as he sees his daughter gets a hug, he went to prison for it.
I know,
what I mean?
and he knew that the whole time.
And it was
it's like, I really love her that much.
I want her to be free if I'm going to be there, as long as she knows. And the thing is, like, she's never going to she's going to respect her dad to the end. He saved her life, practically.
She doesn't even know the ins and outs.
Oh, she doesn't. Oh, no, she doesn't. And it sucks because Finley approached this, Rise and said, hey, like, how about you just not do that at all? You don't have to go to prison today. Let's get together. And I wish that Rise, I really was hoping he would take a turn.
Would have had a little faith.
Yeah.
He didn't have any faith in
the FBI and any of them. Yeah.
And honestly, I understand why, because they've been a little flaky and they haven't been.
They always say, like, we got you, and they don't really know.
Because they don't know how smart Francis is. So I wouldn't trust him either. If Francis says do this, then the other, I'm like, my child will die if I trust the FBI, who's like always 3 steps behind.
And who doesn't have a relationship, obviously, with the kidnapper. And I do. Like, I have gotten a phone call. He told me to do this. So I should go with that. Even Meg, she didn't trust them. And she was just telling, we saw that she explained to Susie, I was going to get them. I was going to do it. And I was kind of like, Meg.
Every parent thought they could do that,
I know you thought, and it's just.
I think every parent thought they were like Superman, Superwoman, and clearly no, because you're like, you over here locked up.
You just didn't, it didn't work out. And it sucks because, like, if we continue to go in Widener, you see, like, the type of people he's working with. He has the old man who is crazy, who really will do anything. He was like, when he was on the phone, he was like, kill everyone. It doesn't matter who, just make sure that Jonas is alive. Like, that's all Widener needs. And he's practically a puppet too. I'm not sure.
No, he is, and I want to know, like, what is his purpose? Like,
I mean,
does
money.
He have money, but like, well, maybe that is the main thing. Money will make you do crazy.
You know what I mean? Because I definitely feel like if Widener said, like, hey, you want to be on my team, I'm about to make this amount of money with this product. Money. He doesn't need anything else.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I mean?
probably it. But that's really sad. That it's got to be a lot of money to make you do something.
It probably
like that.
is.
But there is so much up in the air. Like, they're juggling this money, juggling this man Jonas. That's why he's so scrambled all over the place. And like, at the end of the day, you don't even know if you're gonna get this cut of the $200 million.
And that's the thing. Okay, so if we digest Widener's team, we had so many different avenues. We had the woman and the old guy and the other guy who was at the apartment last episode, who Finley and Dunn got or whatever. And my question to you guys is, because I remember asking you, and you were like, let's ask the people. So you guys saw during the scene that the FBI agents came to save Susan Dunn when she was going to give up the fake Jonas because she had a plan and whatever, and she was going to get Meg back. And then we saw that when they dropped the body of the FBI agent, which she thought was Meg, the FBI agent that's on Widener's team, hopefully this is making sense to you, came, grabbed Susie and said, hey, I know where your sister is. If you want to see her, come with me. My question was, how on earth did he get into that mission? He's not FBI. He shouldn't have any idea what they're up to.
But he is Widener team. So Team Widener
that means
has all the insides. They were tracking them down.
That's what it was.
They knew everything
So
beforehand.
so earlier when I said that, you were like,
girl, I was too. This episode was so crazy. You're trying to keep up.
You're right.
So
I did have some rewinding and some fast.
A lot of rewindings and a lot of screams from this one. So I was trying to focus in on what's going on.
I screamed a lot. I really lost it because y'all saw those end scenes. They were insane. Oh my gosh, they're just the punches and the.
No. You skipped over a very intense part for me. Like when she she just got hung. I thought that was Meg. Literally, heart went to
my
down.
body.
I don't even want to say where it went to, but it went down.
But we both were. I mean, it was speechless. And then like just to find out that it was one of the FBI agents they work with, which is just as sad, but of course not as emotional because we didn't even know which one. They said agent something. I was like, I don't know who she is. Meg's alive, cool.
But that just shows you how shady people are. Like, this is an FBI agent, someone who has like spent their life dedicated to you guys, and you just hang her for the sake of Meg.
It's
as a decoy. That's some
just
crazy
so you
stuff.
know you need to get out.
We got to get better employers. I mean, not AFTERBUZZ. We're great here, but
at the CIA, y'all need to get it together.
FBI. Oh no.
I mean, but obviously we know that they're not a good partnership because Olsen has finally found out a little bit more about Widener, a lot more about Widener, and now he knows. Well, I'm not sure if he figures out how to handle it necessarily, but he knows. All right, I'm not working with the best cat right now. And so I think that's going to be, I'm really excited to see how Olsen handles that next episode because in my opinion, he's been very like complacent. Like he's just been really sit in the back seat.
He's
like,
been out of the loop.
That's what it is. Like he's just not as fast as, I mean, Agent Dunn and Agent Finley, they'll be like 5 steps ahead at least. I mean, they're still 3 steps behind Francis, but they're still trying to get there.
They take risk.
Yeah.
I think Olsen is used to this system of the FBI and things go this way and this is how we figure it out. But we're in a situation where Gibson knows too much. He has a plan that is larger than the FBI has ever seen.
Yeah.
So I don't think Olsen needed to be in this loop because he would have just messed everything up if we went by protocol. Because they had to go by faith on this stuff. Like this was
they were definitely and trust in each other, which was so. Oh my gosh.
I love their relationship.
Can we move them? I know. No, I'm not even going to mention it this time. The fact that I want them to be together. I'm not going to do it.
Oh, but you just did it?
I just mentioned it. I was just thinking that the trust between them this episode was so beautiful. It really, I mean, it moved me to tears. That's why I got all.
You were not crying. It didn't move her to tears.
It moved me a little bit. You didn't see that?
Maybe in the heart.
It moved me to a lot of gasp and a lot of oh my goshes and whatever. And so I think that was awesome because especially for Agent Dunn, seeing how much she trusted him and how much faith she put in him. Because in the beginning I wasn't sure. Remember when she was like, "You go get the kids, I'll go get Meg." I'm like, you guys cannot separate.
What happened?
That's a stupid idea. I wasn't feeling it.
I was feeling it because I'm like, I can't wait to see both of them perform.
I wasn't sure, but yeah, you're right.
Together.
Like when it came full circle and they came back together, I was like, that really worked out.
I mean, they could have both been chopped up, gas masks, all that, They could have been messed up.
They literally were both in very terrible situations.
They were literally like, on their 9th life, like about to get chopped. Like, I don't know.
It was a lot. So just to see them come back together, I was like, this is a really great partnership. And, one day it's going to. So anyway, y'all know what I'm going to say.
Okay.
I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on for the sake of you. So let's talk about the sisters and what we saw with Agent Dunn and her sister. I think she was awesome.
Okay, so first of all, corny Dunn sisters.
The Dunn sisters. No, that was a little much. I couldn't handle that part because it was like they were in this really beautiful moment and we were like feeling for them, and then they're like, we're the Dunn sisters. I was like, no. It got musical. It got musical. Stop it. No.
You're dying. Like you're chained up. You're about to get cut.
That's not what people say. I don't know. I haven't been, all, but thank God. But
I thought it was so funny because I'm like, they are never on good terms, and then like they're in this like showdown situation, sister showdown. And all of a sudden, all the feelings just spew out like, I read your book. I love you. You remember when we were kids. Like, okay, so we're going down memory lane right before we die.
No, you have to. Honestly, what else time to do it?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So I feel like I got to see that they do have a core love for each other because honestly, remember, I have gone in on Meg before. She is just, to me, she was a terrible sister. She's just not what it is. But she had me.
She is. Honestly, Meg is a leader. And I think that she's led so well. Like, she just has, like, this, I don't know, this brick wall up about her where she has nothing. And that's kind of passed on to Dunn. But I think we kind of saw the little sister step it up and be strong for all of them. Like, when they go back on memory lane and say, like, I told you to close your eyes before we went past the scary house.
And I told you to close your eyes when we were about to die and
get cut. Yeah, that type of stuff.
I don't know
I feel like the role she learned from her older sister, and she was able to use it when she needed it most. Because Meg was a wreck. She was like, we ain't getting out of here.
I know.
We're about to get cut.
We're about to get cut. It was when he was sharpening that knife. I lost it. I'm like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that.
I feel like her neck was about to get cut
it
off.
Was really,
like, oh my goodness.
Really tough to hear. So I think that was really cool, and I appreciate the fact that they built their relationship this episode. I hope that it carries them through the rest of the season, because I know that, you know, you could see a great moment and then next episode she's like,
suit and tie,
forget
back
that.
to
Yeah,
business.
forget that.
I think Meg would do something like that.
I think she would too.
And I think Dunn would have to bring her back down. Like, look, we just went through life or death, and you need to bring it back, bring it back to that moment, and let's build from there.
I think also what was really interesting is that she was bringing up, I guess she was really shocking her about the Jonas thing, because remember when she was like, we can't give Jonas up, and that it showed me how loyal Dunn can be, you know what I mean? And it just made me mad, because I'm like, why, Meg, I hope you know how unloyal you are. Like, you know, because she was like, we can't give Jonas up, like he knows everything, and she's like, he does?
And I just gave him up.
And I already gave him up.
I gave him up, and he was my lover, and I gave him up. That just shows you the character, that there's a big difference between the both of them.
It really is. It really is. But so I think that alone brought Meg back down, and she was like, oh my gosh, like you really are trying to save these kids. Like I was trying to do it in a certain way by giving up anybody, but you're not even willing to give Jonas, and you don't have a personal relationship with him. Yeah. Thought that was pretty, you know, I was like, Meg, you just learned something a thing or two. So
hopefully she learned something.
I saw it on her face. The tear, you know, she came correct, Nessie, and I loved it. I mean, besides the Dunn sister thing, that was a little weird, but
corny, but we
understand. You know, we're the.
It was life or death.
It really was.
We might start chanting our last names with our sisters.
I was gonna be like, what would our thing be?
Sisters.
Oh gosh, like I can't even think of what we would do, but I feel like with my sister though, she's like start making jokes. I know that's really inappropriate.
I think in life or death, no.
You know how my sister is.
I do, but no, Tiffany.
She don't have no joke. Like the girl is. So I'm just thinking, I'm like, this could be interesting, but you know, thank God we've never been in that situation. So.
Yeah, but Chelsea would definitely be on the lookout. We'd be chanting Tezeno sisters, but we're moving back on to the Crisis characters.
Right, because they're the Dunn sisters. But with that said, I also thought, okay, I also was a little sad that we didn't get to see her Dunn, Megan's husband this episode. You know, I like seeing him, and
we said last week, like, we were talking a little bit about him. What did we say about Meg?
Well, we're trying to figure out when he's going to find out about if he's going to find out about the relationship. Yeah, and then also what his take is on Amber being gone. Like, we know he's sad, but he raised her as well. So I'm thinking, like, why haven't we got his personal thing? So, I mean, we still miss you. We need you to come back. Because I mean, this episode would have been so great just to see, would he have fought for her? What?
Though.
What?
That's really crammed. There was so much going on.
It was. No,
I think
it was.
It would have been like 1 minute.
but if I would have gotten a minute, I would have at least, because the thing is, like, I don't like that Meg is so closed off, even with her husband. No one gets to be inside her circle. Like, I don't even know what her husband knows about Widener. If he realizes,
I don't think she knows.
I don't think he knows anything. That's what and I just wish she would open up to somebody. And so I wish I saw him a little bit more this episode.
You know, I think she's gonna start opening up to her sister, because she's been trying to do everything on her own and withholding information, and kind of if she had never turned Jonas in, we probably wouldn't have even been in this situation. I know. So she's kind of been hurting.
The thing is, we needed her to do that, because like you said earlier, Jonas didn't realize how powerful he was. Even at that point, he wouldn't have known. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you're right. Okay.
But okay.
Okay. But Meg,
for the listeners, she just like did this wag hand thing. Like, okay.
Brushes off.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, we'll probably get to see a more vulnerable side now that she's like almost gotten her neck chopped, you know, cut off, and
that was
I think that kind of brought her back down to like reality. Like, let me put this in the professional's hand, who happens to be my sister, so like I can still be on the inside, but let me trust someone for a change. Yeah.
And you see how as soon as she got there, she was like, I don't really know why you're here, like you should have been there for Amber. And she's like, I was here for both of you.
Exactly. You know? I tried to do both. That's one thing I said. Remember I was like, oh my goodness. I was like, who's she gonna choose? I swore she was gonna choose Amber. Yeah. But I mean, if you don't know the location of Amber,
that's the thing. She chose what made sense at the time, and she sent the person she trusted to help with the other thing. And I think that was
beautiful.
So it was very beautiful. And like we said, that overall, eventually, both will be saved. We hope, because that would be really like a sad.
Oh my gosh.
Because I can't. Oh my gosh, Amber.
Can we talk about Amber?
I'm not sure. Are we ready?
We're ready. Let's. Gosh. Why are we waiting?
Why are we stalling? She dealt with so much this episode. This girl, every episode, I'm like crying for her. It is ridiculous, the situation we're putting her in. You guys saw what happened with her and the teacher, which we finally know his name is Aaron. We had no idea.
Aaron,
like,
that's so cute.
It's not cute at all, actually. Like, I couldn't, when he touched her, ew, oh my gosh, I lost it.
Okay, you just, no feeling?
No, he's how many years older than her? She's in high school. I can't handle it.
I didn't like when she cried on him, because I was just like, she really loved this kid or this man or whoever he is to you. But Amber really went through.
She did. She does every episode. It's crazy.
And this kidnapper is creepy. I don't like him, and you just ruined a beautiful moment of them possibly getting out of their situation because you came in. It just was horrible. Like, you were thinking, oh, someone has to make it out. No one makes it out.
Yeah.
But Amber.
And that's the thing. Like, so the way that Aaron, teacher, and Amber set up that scene, I really was expecting, like, I mean, I wasn't expecting them to get out necessarily, but I was expecting the plan to at least go into motion.
Some progress.
They didn't make it out the room.
It was like, here's the plan. Bow. Gone.
I was that really hurt my heart. Like, and he was like trying to save her throughout that period. You know, he's literally being knifed. The guy is like killing him, and he's like, Amber, run. And then of course she doesn't. And I'm like, girl, this is why people died then. Like, leave. You know, and I'm not saying she would, but still, because at the end of the day, she wasn't able to save Aaron, and that makes me sad because of course, if it would have been maybe 10 seconds earlier, maybe she could have, you know, I don't know what could have happened.
I don't think the knife stabbing was a little too intense.
It was
like
really
it was
intense.
So gruesome, like no mercy.
I was really, oh gosh, and it just, that mask idea was incredible. I was like, bravo, teacher, you can do this. Except what I did think was, if he would have gotten anywhere close to Francis, your hair is too like put together. Then no, the rest of them look.
And then they know each other's voices,
exactly,
like you were saying.
Exactly.
So like, if he would have stayed quiet, or like if they hadn't been in the room alone, maybe that plan would have worked a little bit better. But
very
no.
true. It's really
that creepy kidnapper has been watching the whole time to see if Amber is like. I'm like, I don't even think he. Is it like Amber's cheating on me, or like she's not with you? Like,
exactly.
Get over this little girl, you creepy.
They all do it. She's had attention from, you know, the Ians to the Aarons. So at this point.
Now, what did you think about I heard Francis say like how important Amber was. Is he saying she's so important because of Agent Dunn and Meg? I'm thinking there's something we don't know about Meg.
Well, I think overall it all does go back to Meg. She has a lot of the money, she has a lot of the power, and of course she's going to be important. She's, like we said, she has followed a lot of his directions, yet she has not gotten out, because that means that you finally get to stop using Meg, and he can't afford that. You know what I mean? She has gone above and beyond. See how many times she was being able to use in this episode over the season? She's been used so many times. She's been taken, like this, that, and the third. That body that came down, that lost
they
it
didn't
for
kill
everyone.
her, so it's something going on.
It's definitely something
I want
going
to know
on.
whose side Meg is on, because
it's got to. I'm gonna give her that. I feel like she's on the positive side, which we don't really know what that is.
Widener and Gibson is the only two sides. Whose side she on?
And which one's the positive? Well, that's a
honestly,
tough
it switched this episode. I think Gibson is a little bit more positive because we know his backstory, but he's still shady.
He's still crazy.
Widener is just on another level of shady.
The thing is, it all goes back to Widener. You know, last episode, it all went back to Francis. Up until now, we didn't realize what Francis wanted and what he was really. Every episode, I was like, what is his bottom line?
Right.
Now that we know, things are gonna definitely shift, and I'm really excited to know like what his backstory is, what happened, why he's really trying to save his daughter, why he's, you know, took his finger or whatever, and all that kind of jazz.
I never like to talk about that.
I don't, because
craziness.
I know it really freaks you out, but I get it. Like
I get it, but it's still not right. That is human part of your body,
and that's why she brought it up. She was like, "This was a little insane." So I think that.
So it'll be funny to see, like, not even funny. It'll be interesting to see what, like, is this larger than the pharmaceutical thing? Because it's a lot going on right now.
There's a lot of money at stake. That's the thing. Like, where's Francis getting his money right now? Because she was saying, like, I'm going to track his money and I'm going to stop him. And I was like, where's the money coming from?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see that next time, because he's ex-CIA. I'm like, you're not getting checks after that,
from
are
them.
you?
Like,
did you file for unemployment? I don't know what's going on. I'm not, like, where's
he
it coming
definitely
from?
has created his own employment, as we can see. So
clearly, because he has his own squad. I think both of them have their own squad, which is just crazy.
They do.
Like,
and, okay, do you see how Kaz, you know, one of his squad members was like, maybe we should shut this down. We got what we wanted. We got the money. We got whatever. He's like, no, the end of it is getting Widener, and I need to shut Widener down completely.
This is all revenge.
And that's the thing.
And Kaz is so loyal to him.
I was saying, I'm nervous, though. I think he's
going to get stabbed. I mean,
think
not
he's gonna
stabbed,
change
like
a leaf,
stabbed
though?
in the back.
I was going to say, is it possible that Kaz could change a leaf, though? Because I think seeing Francis' episode, he realizes, like, Francis is going too far. I think he thought that in his look, the way he asked him, the way he said, like, don't you think we should shut this down?
Yeah,
and in a
that'll
moment,
be interesting for predictions.
I could really see Kaz turning around. Yes, he's been really great, but I'm sure he's even like, I don't really feel like killing someone. Yeah, I don't feel like killing someone today. I was just kind of hoping we'd have lunch and move on. So, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just something for later, but.
Let's move on to... was it the kids?
Yes.
Okay, so these kids, oh my goodness, they're like all their plans are, you know, they're well thought out for the information that they know, but they're kind of getting in the way.
Yeah.
And that goes. I'm trying to think, who was it? No. First of all, let's talk about the kids and being in this room to them by themselves.
Yeah.
Kyle, love him. Beth Ann, I'm okay with you. Ian, you're doing the most. You're doing the absolute most. Like
Ian is just
he's just a bunch of like, I guess he kind of brings the comedy to it because he's kind of not there.
Yeah, he's like why don't you just kill them all, dude? Like you should just kill them all. I'm like, yeah, that would have been so easy. What?
Just be quiet.
Yeah, like I just and he's probably irritated with them being in there with those two. I would be because they were
I was
like
saying
touching
at the beginning,
and I'm like, this is a really uncomfortable.
Let me touch your hair.
Yeah, you saw the picture of them and like the video, and he's like literally on the corner, and they're just stroking each other. I'm like,
what are you doing?
She's in the cut, like braiding his hair. I'm like, can we not do that in front of Ian? Like he's just trying to be a person and survive here.
Exactly.
And seeing that is probably killing him softly. So that was hard.
But these kids, I am so interested to see what they heard because if you guys didn't know, they basically found first of all, we found out from Aaron and Amber that they are in a abandoned. Is it an
abandoned army hut or something?
Yeah,
like, yeah,
abandoned army station or an old it's like 3 years old.
Yeah.
So like they're in this place and not Amber. I'm getting everybody's name confused. Beth Ann, Kyle, and Ian find this phone. And basically the phone leads to the kitchen. So all of Gibson stuff is happening in the kitchen. And they're basically hearing everything that's going on in there. They don't have faces or anything that go with it, but they hear bits and pieces of what's going on. So I would be interested to see, did they hear that Gibson is the person doing all of this like dirty work? But did they ever
say Gibson in the kitchen? Did they ever call him by his name? I mean, yes, she'll recognize his voice, but just in case, was there a name called or anything?
There wasn't, and I think that's what they're making us wait on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's what they're making us wait on.
Us.
Exactly. But I just thought it was so interesting. I'm like, what are you gonna do now? Like your daughter knows. Like this is a part of your mission is to get her to love you.
That means it's over. I think that means it's over. She's gonna. Ooh.
I hope they heard stuff because I know that they were saying, on their end it was a little muffled.
Yeah.
So I hope they heard something. I'm like dropped or something
something to give us a key so that we can move on and think that okay, the kids have something up their sleeve because he got freaked out like as soon as he saw it, which I would be too. But
yeah,
I thought it was interesting because how she pointed it out to him and she was like, you got to see this. But was it the video that showed him? Like what they were doing, that they were listening to the phone.
Yeah, it was them, and
he could see them.
And the thing is that kind of didn't match well with what the action that was going on. Because if they hear you and you just said, "Oh, they're watching us," then they're like, "Who are they talking about? It's watching us." Like I would instantly be like, "Wait, what's going on? Like who is this talking?" Exactly. And I thought that their reaction on the camera should have been a little bit different. Like I could have like seen Beth Ann running around like it was my dad.
Yeah, but I don't. Maybe they didn't hear that part or.
I think it was too muffled, and that's why I'm interested to see what happened. Yeah. Like, what did they hear?
That was a pretty amazing ending because now we have so much. Like, we have a lot to look forward to in terms of is Francis busted? Is he, has he been
busted
found?
By his daughter?
Yeah, like has he been found? Like, I mean, that would be crazy. I'm not sure. Ooh, that is safe for prediction because I'm like thinking how this could turn out.
Oh, that is a prediction, guys. Yeah.
Definitely. We can also jump right into Finley and how awesome he was this episode and taking care of everything.
Love that guy.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I love him outside of
this is a quick shout out. Lance Gross, when are you coming on the show?
When we have tweeted you, we have Instagrammed you. Lance Gross, we're not playing.
You are missing the memes.
Agent Finley is awesome. Lance Gross is awesome.
No, you gotta come to the show. We are waiting for it. I mean, we have questions that need your specific answers. So we're calling out now. Get us on, come on the show. So we shoot at 10. We'll see you.
Yeah,
we shoot at 11.
We'll tweet you again. And Instagram.
Right.
Again.
We will show you this exact video. So
exactly.
That's a quick plug for that. But yeah, I think he was awesome this episode. I think him versus I appreciated how much he protected Jonas. I was a little mad at the end, but he did get sucker punched, so I understand. But he waited to the last 55 minutes or for the last 5 minutes of the episode to, for that part to get a little messed up. But overall, wow, great
Finley
job.
Is just like, he's just like, not even a hero, but he's just so loyal and like, he's really just doing his job.
Yeah.
And that's what I love, that he
Yeah.
is staying true to himself. He's not getting caught up in any of the other things. But it just sucks that he's still like moving forward in so many areas, and then he gets like pushed back by nonsense. Because I don't know how you guys felt about that shootout, but like it was the funniest thing ever to me. Like I know there were people shooting, but I'm like, this is Widener versus Francis shooting, trying to
Literally,
find Jonas,
yes.
but they're shooting at each other, and Lance
and we out. The
exactly.
car is already
They're just
running.
running. They're running out, and the person that you're looking for is gone.
Exactly.
So when when he got sucker punched at the end, that kind of sucked because it's like, oh, I thought we were almost home free.
Exactly.
But at least Finley now has some type of direction of where the house is from interacting with Jonas. So that's a good thing that comes from it.
It sucks because I wish that, like I said, I was really heartbroken when Jonas got taken because he is seriously the piece that is missing from a lot of these puzzles.
Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? He was seriously like, when we were first introduced to him, he was the guy in the doctor's
Random
suit.
lover?
Yeah.
No, the lover
No,
on the
the
screen.
first time we saw him, I think he was at the doctor's office. Or no, he was in the hospital. And that's when we saw him with the coat. And we didn't realize he was a bad or a good guy, remember? And remember, he was at the hospital, and when they got taken, he like sucker punched, or like he did the shot to
But
Finley
we saw
and
him
Susie.
before, because remember that they had I don't know if it was a bombing outside, but remember they had that screenshot of him, and that's when Meg was like, oh, I know him. That's the first time we saw Jonas.
You think so?
Yeah, and then after that, he was introduced.
We realized that he was,
doing
I thought
the
it was the other way
pharmaceutical
around.
thing.
I thought we're like, oh, now she knows her guy is bad, or whatever the case is. When we first saw him, I had no idea he'd be such a vital
So
part.
central.
No idea, and I think that's really cool. Like they did it piece by piece. They,
Awesome writers.
I'm really feeling it because the way they showed him today, I was like, oh my gosh, whoever gets him at the end of this episode has the key. And
Exactly.
I prefer. I don't know if I prefer that it's Francis, but I rather not be Widener.
I
in a
prefer
sense.
that it's Agent Dunn and Finley.
Oh, well, obviously.
Yeah.
Obviously. But it's just, with what happened, I didn't expect Jonas to get taken. I really thought the Finley had it in the bag. But with what happened and the way it was left off, I'm a little nervous because he was like, are you ready to work? And I'm like, Jonas, what's your response going to be?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
it was
he
kinda
just
tough.
looks it's like, I don't want to do this again.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering, like, is he going to have to work for Gibson? Because, like, I don't know if Gibson would kill him, but, like, what else is he going to do to Jonas?
The thing is, he only wants him to pin him against Widener. Like, he doesn't want to make the drug. He doesn't care about that. He doesn't want to be a bad guy, I don't think.
But are we sure about that?
Does he want to do another massive shootout?
No,
Like,
I know he doesn't want to because that's why he was mad in the beginning. But,
Yeah.
like, how can he benefit from Jonas just to have him against Widener? Like, how is he going to be
It's
used
a
against
pretty
Widener?
huge benefit, though.
Yeah.
It's a pretty huge benefit. I feel like just having him, I'm sure there'll be other things, but his step one was getting him, and he got him. And that means that he's
Yeah.
already a step ahead, which he always is, so it's annoying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that Francis keeps him. I just hope he doesn't use him. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's kind of a sticky situation. It's like bad guy against bad guy. Who do you go for?
This was tough, like definitely, and it, again, how far would you go? And now that we are saying that is the question that you guys need to answer on our YouTube page. So you got to make sure that you check us out on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, rate us, give us 5 stars. Check us out on AFTERBUZZ.com. Also, make sure you download our app on your iPhone and your Android because it is free, and you can check us out /listen and watch. So make sure you do that. We have a lot of questions that we want your answers to. So with that said, how are you feeling? Are you kind of
Let's
you
go
ready for
into
predictions? Yeah, let's do it.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ
This is like
TV
every episode. Like,
predictions.
okay. Well,
Okay, my
gosh.
prediction.
Okay.
I kind of think that the kids are going to turn on Gibson, and
yeah.
because
Love
they
it.
hate him at this point. If they heard anything through that phone,
Love it.
they hate him.
Yes.
Including Beth Ann. Like, she has no reason to love Papa anymore
mm-hmm.
because now hers is dead. So I think the kids are going to turn on Gibson, and that whole dynamic of them banding together is kind of actually going to make I think it's going to make Widener more powerful because the kids are against Gibson, the FBI is against Gibson and Widener. So it'll be interesting to see how they incorporate the kids
Mm-hmm.
into this now.
I am really interested to see what happens with Olsen. Now that he knows what's going on with Widener, I want to know if he's going to confront him or be secretive about it. I want to know if he keeps a plan and then comes out and attacks, or if I really hope that he does that. I don't want him to, we're talking about Widener here. This guy's powerful. He also has a backup plan for the backup plan.
Exactly.
So I need Olsen not to just
be
be like,
secretive.
hey, yeah, I need him not to say, hey, I found out about you or whatever. You need to be really strategic when it comes to attacking him because I think that could really set them over the edge, at least putting the FBI. You know what I mean? Where they need to be. And I also, going back to the kids, just like you said, I think that, well, I think Kyle's going to have a major breakdown next episode because once he realizes what he did, I don't think he's going to be able to handle it. Because this episode, he thought he had the major breakdown, but it was easy to be soothed because he did it to save the greater good and he was, you know, whatever. But
once now that they have eavesdropped, once he finds out that he actually shot the person who was trying to, you know, save them, that's really gonna hurt.
Kill him, yeah.
So, and the fact that he said he was like his dad, like that's gonna be so interesting to see how he functions because he is the leader of the kids.
It's hard. And it's funny because like I said it 2 episodes ago that when he found out he would probably be in a strong place, that he'd be like, okay, I did that, it was really terrible, but he's not there.
No.
And if we find that out next episode, he will not be able to handle it. And I'm really sad about that. So I don't know.
How do you feel about, okay, one more thing, Kyle and Beth's relationship? I know we had a couple people that said that they loved that relationship. Tell us, like, why you love that relationship so much. I was a little confused about that. But I feel like Kyle and Beth Ann, I think they have a lot at stake right now and a lot of different people. And I don't know. I just don't think that they're always going to be, you know, peachy keen like they are now. So it'll be interesting to see, like, how Kyle recovers from killing Hurst and how Beth Ann recovers from knowing her dad is the killer.
Exactly.
Like, that dynamic is going to be so
That's
weird.
actually very true because the thing is, if she's the Beth Ann that we know, she's probably going to choose Kyle. I mean, she's not going to care that it's her dad. She's going to be like, you hate my dad, so do I.
Exactly.
So that there could be two ways.
There could be that,
Yeah, there could be either Kyle's like, this was all your dad, you know this whole time, blah, blah. He could really go crazy, or she can totally, you know, be believed by him, and then they are together. But you're so right. That could be a crazy dynamic.
They could turn or be a force together.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. And I don't know what Ian's going to do.
He's the third wheel in every situation as of right now. So, you know, we love you, but you're annoying sometimes.
No, I just think he needs to stop with the drugs. That's it.
The drugs. Did you see how the room, there was like the alcohol in there? I'm like, can we not do that? Are you kidding me?
Are you 21? No, you're not.
Well, we're super excited to see what you guys think about it. So make sure you leave us your comments about your predictions. We cannot wait to see you next Sunday. Make sure you check me out this week at One Take Stace on Twitter and Instagram, as well as livenaomi.com. And where can they find you, girly?
And you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Teznos. Just please tweet me all your comments. We'll see you later, guys.
See you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.